So, we're in the losers bracket. The Underdog Cup continues. Underdog Cup number 3. And, well, we are in Group A still. We got now Team Space up against Sigma Males. And this is a Division 5 team against a Division 4 team. So, we're going a little bit deeper in this one. Team Space is the Division 5 team right now. And, well, whoever loses here is dropping out quickly. Again, this is a loser bracket after all. But should be an interesting one. We have our standard rules that heroes can only be picked once within a series, so that is still absolutely true here. And the big question, of course, is going to be which team starts to pull ahead on this one. But I think we can expect an interesting one. Especially with teams that find themselves at the lower part, it could be pretty cool to yeah, just see if they are able to... I don't know, if it comes to a map 3, for example, how the hero pools look, if they still have some opportunities here to ban the opponent out. And I am not getting tired of saying this because it's super important for this. If you find yourself in that environment right now as a team where you have a little bit of time between matches and you can just do some research on the opponent, it can really help you if you know what their preferences are, ban some of those heroes out, pick some of them away, and apply pressure to a certain player that you think doesn't have a deep hero pool. In the amateur scene, this is definitely something that works extremely well. Now, one of the things that I also want to point out since we're talking about it, this is all done in cooperation with Heroes Lounge. They are organizing a lot of this stuff. They're organizing most of this. This is all Heroes Lounge teams that are playing here right now, ranging from Division 2 to Division 5. Prize money is put up by me, bit of pizza money for the teams to fight over. But if you haven't heard of Heroes Lounge yet, check them out. There's a link in the description of the video. If you check this out on YouTube right now, you can just go to heroeslounge.gg. They are by far the biggest amateur group scene in Heroes of the Storm. They're absolutely fantastic. You can sign up as an individual player. You can sign up as a team. Signing up is free. You can also play when you're, if in case that you're from the US, you can play cross-server and play with them too. The big deal here is really just you play with people that like to theorize about the game, that love Heroes of the Storm, that are like-minded, that are jumping into voice with you, and you know, that prepare a little bit for those matches. Usually you have a match a week, and it's a completely different gaming experience than if you're just relying on public matchmaking. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I would highly recommend that you go to the website and have a look when the next season starts. If you can sign up for this, that you keep them in mind. Again, the website is heroeslounge.gg. And it's a completely different experience for Heroes of the Storm. What we are trying to accomplish with the tournaments here, with the Underdog Cup, where we're focusing more on the amateur scene, is to support the grassroots a little bit, give those players also a chance, you know, to shine on stream, have a little bit of fun. And it is quite entertaining. It's pretty cool matches as well, but obviously upcoming tournaments will focus on the top level again. But every now and then we're going to weave in some of these amateur tournaments because they're just fun and it's kind of nice to support the grassroots a little bit and to see some new faces every now and then. We get an early JoJo pick for Tomb of the Spider Queen. Really nice choice, obviously. You want to get your wave cleared. Muradin and Stukov is already telling me that they were trying to go for a sniper comp from the get-go, but the ban on Varian and Nubarak already indicates very heavily that Sigma Males are familiar with Team Space and is trying to ban out engage heroes that would allow them to set that up. So with those two eliminated, they go for Muradin, who can still jump in, hit that Storm Bolt, and Stukov can follow up. It's actually kind of fun for me, because I've been recommending to a lot of the amateur teams for a long time now already to just play some sniper comps, to coordinate that and practice this a little bit in either quick match or wherever, and play around Varian, a follow-up from Stukov, from Duranda, from anyone else, and then get the damage in. And it seems like they might have done that, because this is what you normally do with Varian plus follow-up, and then once that you have that down, you can just expand this a little bit, go into a Muradin composition and some others as well. Anduin and Kaelthas, the picks on the right team side now, Team Sigma Male, with a Gravity Lapse and also a bit more AoE through Kaelthas himself. So yeah, in comes the ban on Vala. We get a ban on Hogger. But what are we getting from Team Space here? They still need some burst damage. If the whole idea is to go for some sniper comps, they need some burst damage too. They have more CC, triple frontline, with Leo and Imperius now. So you have your Muradin Stormbolt, Imperius Lunge, the slows from Leoric, could drop the Entomb on top of them as well. I want to see what the damage is. Chromie is banned, so they need somebody that can really hurt. Now, Imperius does damage, of course, as well. Let's not pretend he doesn't. But still, you need a heavy hitter. On the right side, we need our side laner who deals with Leoric in game number 1 of the series. And that's going to be Thrall. And we get Tychus. So Kaelthas, Tychus as a comp for them. And yeah, what is Eco going to pick? Come on, boys. Are we going to see a mage? Jaina, there she is. Alright, we got a Dreadlord in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen, between Team Space and Sigma Males. Game number 1, Team Space against Sigma Males, ladies and gentlemen. Over on the left side, in blue, we got the Spacers with Amphora on Leoric. Echo on Jaina, Bishan is playing Stukov, Setzer Murden, and Quibi is playing Imperius in game number 1 of this series. The Division 5 team in blue and our their Division 4 opponents on the right side with Lizzie Ryan on Thrall. We get Anafas on Joanna. Nicholas is currently playing Kaelthas. We get Sandro on Tychus, and Lilix is playing Anduin. I actually think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity. If you have Lix in your name, you should definitely go for Dehaka. That's a Dehaka 1 for sure. So on level 1, Austin's Renewal is in. We're also getting Lingering Chill here. Trolling Thunder is already ready. And apparently we're going to get the 5 versus 5 battle in the middle. Not even the side laners are moving away. Instead, oh my god, Thrall, the bait! But he's still totally fine. Saved by Anduin. That was nearly first blood, but he is able to get away. But they're still brawling this out. They're actually going for Jojo now. But she's also able to get away, so yeah, good for her. Side layers are now down at the bottom of the map, but this was already some real spicy start into this. Jaina comes in on the side, was hiding. They're trying to get the kill, and they can. Tychus is gone. Kaelthas at least made it out, but yep, that's first blood in the game. Team Space is walking away with the first kill as Tychus gets dropped and is now gone. Yeah, good for them. Division 5 team. They know how to brawl. Down Division 5, they know how to go for the big brawls at the beginning of the game. And that's exactly what they just showcased. It seems like the party just continues in the middle. Yep, there's another connect. Stormbolt follow-up. Yeah, they are really trying to pull this off. Now, in order to make that happen, of course, is we are really trying to center this around engages that happen, then Jaina needs to hold her abilities back sometimes a bit. Just so she has an opportunity to fully unleash whenever the CC chain hits. But I like what Team Space is doing. They are trying to get a sniper comp is easy to execute, just generally speaking. You have to have a little bit of patience with your abilities sometimes. You need to be clear on what the goal is. Are you trying to get the kill in the engage? Are you just trying to push the minion wave back? If you're relying on an auto attack, it's a little bit different. Sustain damage is helping you oftentimes just get this out. But if it's really just the burst, then of course you're playing heavily around cooldowns. Level 4 abilities kick in and gives us Paralyzing Rage for Leo. Yeah, and down at the bottom of the map, okay, we're getting the bigger they are. Paralyzing Rage is always a little bit of a weird one. I mean, I understand. Ooh, that hurts. 13 gems. That hell never made sense to me. Paralyzing Rage. How does Rage even paralyze? The only way that Rage paralyzes is if you yourself get so angry that you basically lock yourself in. That it paralyzes you because you're just getting so mad that every other thought is being shut out and you're just going full on Rage mode autopilot. But that affects you. It might affect your environment because you're just pissing everybody off. But how is you getting ragey slowing other people down? Never made sense to me. There's a couple of talent names and descriptions that are just absolutely out there, and that was always someone. Whenever I read this, I'm just like, this is just like wrong on so many levels. I don't even know what to do with this. I've gone rage mode and rant mode, but it never really slowed down anybody else. Okay, Thrall. Sitting at this... Ah! That's unfortunate. The idea was there. Scare her away and then take her down. Instead, they're going now for Mirrodin, who jumps out. Tychus is also a little bit low. Yeah, they're brawling this out hard. Team Space got 2 kills so far. They were hoping for more here. Couldn't get it. Energy Royal for Kaelthas. I'm so sad that we're not seeing more Kaelthas. I really liked him and still do as a hero because it's one of the few range damage dealers, one of the few mages that has actually a CC that he can contribute to CC chains. It's a shame that he's not really meta viable anymore. Ooh, they're getting Thrall again. Poor Thrall at the bot lane gets bodied hard in this game. Team Space now with 2 kills against him already. And that of course puts them into the driver's seat. They are pulling ahead in experience here, which is quite nice for them. And they kind of came in as the underdog. Just from a league position. Yeah. That turn in though. How much does Muradin have? 20. That's solid. That's 43 now. One more turn in. Just a few. And they get it. Oh, and they get another kill. Look at that. Team Space. Damn son. Yeah. They want Anduin. And they get him. I like the coordination that we're getting from the blue team. This is actually quite nice. Very nice CC chains that are followed up by everybody as they are picking targets and getting kill after kill. That's 5 kills to 0. You are half a level ahead of your opponent. You're getting web weavers. And who knows? With a bit of good work around this objective push, they might just be able to get level 10 abilities too in the process. Also, they have now clearly taken gems away from the red team, which for Sigma males is not making a comeback easier. So we'll see how Leo is going to fare down here. Up at the top, they nearly got another kill with Stukov. Stukov coming in with a growing infestation. Definitely does some work for them. And level 10 is close. Level 10 is really close. Ah, beautiful gravity lapse. That's exactly what I talked about earlier. Web Weaver in the middle hasn't even been met yet by anybody. Decent defense though from Thrall in the middle. The wall is also gone. Here come the level 10 abilities. Let's see if they can actually do something with that. They've not done structural damage though. That's actually kind of crazy. They destroyed a couple of walls. At the top lane, not even that. That is not enough out of an objective like this. Yeah, they get the Entomb, okay. Leo might die to this. Ring, ding, and dong. Tychus is gone. And they're gonna get another one. Yep, they go for Kaelthas and they take him down too. So, easy double kill. Problem is that Jaina falls. They should take those gems, and they do, so that's at least something. It will help them with another turn in. I would have just loved if they could have done a little bit more around this. Anafas with 34, yeah. Not shadowing that turn-in spot is another bit of a problem. So, I like a lot of things that the blue team is doing. Their coordination on attacks, I really like it. They're calling their shots, they're getting the CC done, they drop the damage, they got kills. The problem is they're not doing enough with it. They had an opportunity as they had the Web Weavers, they had another opportunity when they had level 10. And they just failed to get enough damage done that would really have made the objective worth it. And then they didn't have anybody at the top turn-in to prevent Jojo from turning in. Because, don't forget, they got rid of a lot of gems on the other side. And now, Muradin, he needs to get away. He has 22 gems. So they're defending nicely here. But they should be a little bit farther ahead than they currently are. It's great for Sigma males. They are now in a spot where they can start to bring this back. And they already do in experience. They have now with Odin another tool to push this hard. Ults are coming back, by the way. So the red team can technically try and go for another attack. Yeah, defense should be alright. But that's Jaina gone. She got the ring out. But they can't get a kill here. And instead, they're losing Imperius. Now, Sigma Males is doing it on here. That's 3 kills right there. Yep, that one's solid. They're definitely bringing this back. And they're doing a lot of damage with this. So, now they're going for the fort in the middle. They can take this one out. And that's just way more than the blue team accomplished earlier. So, a couple of lost opportunities for Team Space, for sure. Could prevent the second turn in, as they turned in for the second time as well. But now they're starting to fall behind a bit. They still got gems. They have 43 turned in and they're still holding 40. So that's pretty decent. But they also need to be careful because the blue team is now trying to turn in. And, well, that interrupt is, or attempt at an interrupt is a bit late. So that's already gems delivered again. Level 30 now on both sides. By the way, we get Fission Bomb here. So the radius increase for Kaelthas. Yeah. Watching them back out. Can we get a target here somewhere? Leo's coming in, and he has, of course, his Entomb available. Let's see if we can get a good hit in. 5,000 damage from Jaina on the baseline. So, yep, definitely working to get that ice block. And the blue team turned in at the bottom. It was Leo that was the one. Thrall was busy in the middle of the map. Alright, so here we are. This is the opportunity again to do some structural damage. One fort has been lost for Team Space. They themselves with a nice Entomb again. Sundering is out. The ring, and well, there's the kill. Stukov was too late for his own ult. Sorry, not for the ult, for... oh my god, for the lurking arm. And then Sundering started to destroy them. They lose the front line. Imperius and Murder are both gone. Another grenade hits Jaina. She's dead as well. And now they are starting to chase the 37 gem heavy Leoric. But, yep, that's another easy defense. The idea was honestly not that bad. You hit the Entomb, but you need the rest of the team ready. And especially when you're trying to go for that poor man's buried alive, you need to have Stukov ready. But they just engaged upon them. They had an immediate Sundering out, they used the Blessed Shield, and then Light Bomb, and all of a sudden it was just stuns galore against Team Space. If they dodge out on the Sundering, let Jaina survive a little bit longer and are able to, you know, get some kills in, or get that kill in quickly and then maybe follow it up with a second, it's a different story. But as is right now, you have lost that objective. And you've also, of course, have fallen behind heavily in experience. We're now having a 1.5 level lead between the two teams, which will lead to Sigma Male walking away with a very, very early level 60 tower. 40,000 damage for Tigers, doubling what Leo has as the top damage dealer on their end. Yeah, and here comes the turn-in. Arnafas delivers. They got level 16, and they got Web Weavers. That's about as good as it gets. Talent advantage over your opponent, and on top of that, the objective. Thunderstorm here. Throws a little bit all over the place. Ring, and Mirrodin is gone. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Oh, and that's a... Whoa, he made it. Stukov made it. Spoiler, Jaina did it. Neither did Stukov. He died after all. Guys, this is disastrous for Sigma. Sorry, for Team Space. Sigma Males is absolutely ripping them apart. They're going through them like hot butter through cheese. 7 kills to 11. The top fort will easily fall. I think these two should really stay far away. That's the end of Leo. 40 gems that Imperius now has to get. And they get him too. All the gems are lost. All the gems are lost. And to make matters worse, they're losing the keep as well. They might lose the game here. Bottom fort is about to be destroyed. Top keep is soon going to take damage. Absolute disastrous position now for the blue team. They're trying, but it's not working. 13 kills to 7. The core is falling. It's falling quickly. The keep at the top, it's exactly the same. This is game. This is going to be game. The 1-0 lead for Sigma Males. Thrall is, by the way, the only guy that attacks the core still. So they're trying to buy some time here, and they are able to win it. Game number 1 goes to Sigma Males in the best of 3 series here in the losers bracket. GG. We're heading into the next game in a moment. Before we do, once again, a bit of an appeal from my end, guys. You can support the stream for free right now. We got a campaign currently going on with Opera GX. It is the easiest campaign ever. All you gotta do is you download the browser through the link that you can find in the video description, and you watch the video on the browser. That's essentially it. It's as easy as that. It's going to take you a minute, probably less. There's no insane download involved here. There's no game where you have to play to a certain level or anything of the sorts. It's really as easy as just downloading the browser and then watching the YouTube videos on the browser for a bit. Browser is quite nice, has an integrated VPN, has integrations for Discord, WhatsApp, and a lot of other tools, so it especially targets gamers. But if you just want to support the stream, this is literally all you gotta do. Check out the link in the description, download it quickly, watch the video there, and you're good already. Thanks a lot for the support. Really appreciate everybody that is taking a minute or two to do this real quickly. Thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Towers of Doom, map number 2. Sigma Males in the lead against Team Space. And, well, we are in the losers bracket. So, if the blue team is not able to turn this one, then they are out. Right now, by the way, also as a bit of an info, I talked about the divisions that the two teams are in. We have a Division 5 against a Division 4 team, and which means that on the side of Team Space, we have mostly silvers. We have some one plat player, I believe, and also gold players. And on the side of Sigma males, it's basically looking the same in regards to colors, but we got a couple more gold and plat players over on their end. So as I already said, we're very early in the tournament, we're just in the group stage, and we will obviously start to sort out teams. We have teams from Division 2 to Division 5 currently in the tournament here, and we're just trying to focus on the amateur scene just a little bit here. And yeah, it's always kind of nice to see also how much passion these guys have. The tournament was basically like full within a day or so, and I love that. It's nearly impossible to get 16 teams for one of the high-level tournaments here. A lot of the weaker teams are a little bit anxious about signing up, so we normally have 8 to 12 maybe, but honestly I can't really remember the last time that we had fully 16 teams sign up for something like that on the top level, because even when you're looking at Division 1 or Division 2 teams within Heroes Lounge, there's usually a skill gap and they are a bit hesitant of signing up for a lot of those tournaments. So it's kind of cool to see that in the amateur scene everybody is just ready to quickly sign up for this and try their best in the tournament, and obviously also do that on stream, which adds an extra layer to all of it, which is kind of, yeah, crazy for some of them as well. So we have again the ban on Varian, and Dehaka gets banned, which by the way means that a Nubarak is now open. So they changed things slightly because we are on Towers of Doom, and they decided that they would ban out Dehaka because of his global abilities. Team Space reacts right away with Blaze as their side laner. Now, since Nubarak was a concern for Sigma Male, now of course the question becomes very quickly, do they try to pick him for themselves? Or do they just say, you know what, even if they take it, we don't care? Could definitely do either here. The ban pattern for the blue team holds. They ban Chromie and Tacita as they've done before. And here comes White Mane, and we get Malthael. Yeah, very early Malthael pick here for that side lane play. And I want to see if that Nubarak now all of a sudden appears. Or if this is something that Team Space just completely shrugs off and says like, nah, don't really need that. They go Rhaegar and they go Garrosh. Okay, so there we have our front line. Garrosh again, flip into a jet propulsion if possible for them. And yeah, with the bans that are coming out, let's see what kind of range damage they're trying to get rid of. I'm actually a little bit surprised that we haven't seen anything along the lines of, let's say, Cho'Gall, for example. We're obviously very early in the tournament, so we haven't seen that many games yet. It's only Group A2. But given the fact that even in the Murky Cup, we had Cho'Gall game after Cho'Gall game, I thought that some of the teams here in the Heroes Lounge environment would just commit to that too and play that one out. But so far, nothing has actually gone for it. With Towers of Doom, there's still a chance that we're going to see some interesting stuff. For example, or mainly, Vikings are, of course, a pick that could be taken by one of the teams. Would be kind of fun, too. But what exactly is Team Space going to ban now? Also, again, quick reminder, if you watch this on YouTube, guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. It's, by the way, super fun to me to see. I talked about this now multiple times in videos, and people obviously respond to it as well. But it's super fun to me to actually see how many people, especially when people like and subscribe, and the video gets recommended to more people out there. The algorithm does its job. How many people say like, hey, I got this randomly suggested on YouTube, watched it, and now I'm actually playing Heroes of the Storm a little bit. Doesn't really matter if it's just quick match or ARAM, but it's really cool to see so many comments coming out and people are saying that they are just dipping into the game because they randomly saw some videos now suggested on YouTube. So again, it helps. If you want to support the Heroes of the Storm scene, that's one easy way to do it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and the algorithm will do its work and start spreading the videos a little bit further, and we might get some people back into the game that haven't played for a while and maybe don't even know that we still have an active scene here. So yeah, good stuff. Gul'dan Vala. Yes, I've seen this before. Gul'dan and Vala seems to be pretty high in priority for a lot of the teams here. So we get that together with Garrosh. They're going full Orc over here, more or less. We get a triple Orc lineup from them. As over on the right side, our final pick for Team Sigma Males. We need a bit more damage. Li Ming alone is not going to cut it. Could even go triple frontline if they wanted to. Marcel, maybe with the last rights. Would be a nice finisher for them, of course. And we get Falstad, so there's a global in the house as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Towers of Doom. We have our second map in the best of 3 series. Let's see if the blue team brings it back or if Sigma Male takes this with a 2-0. Second game in the series. On the left side for the blue team, we get Amphora on Blaze, Quibi with Gul'dan, we got Setz on Vala, Fox on Rega, and Primordial King is playing Garrosh. Arrow build for Vala. So, I'm gonna play around the arrows here, trying to use that during those altar fights, of course, and stack that up for the late game. As over on the right side, we got Lizzie Ryan for Team Sigma Males, the team in the lead, with Li Ming. Anafas is playing Mei. We got Sandro on Malthael, Lilix on White Man this time, and Nicholas is playing Falstad. A lot of Mei games that we've seen. Obviously some from the same team, so this is where those preference picks that I talked about come back into play. But I actually think as we are progressing through the tournaments, there will be more and more teams that will try and exploit just those preference picks. Because the more matches are now being played in those two groups, Group A, Group B, the more data you can get over from an opponent. And as we are then moving into the final rounds of the tournament, you have a lot of data available that you can use to try and get ahead during the draft alone by just simply targeting some of these picks. Now, down at the bottom of the map, obviously the rotation is now coming in as we have Wymin playing this one super safe from the looks of it. So Lilix is a bit late to the party maybe. Top side, Malthael against Blaze. And early on, this will be for Vala an important opportunity to try and get some arrows in. And, I mean, she does. So, Gul'dan also working some stacks in on his level 1. And it is mainly the blue team that is currently pushing this. Now, 1 minute mark has already passed, and I suppose we're going to get a couple of pumpkins now. With Falstad, we're getting the Frequent Flyer, and we got Power Hungry for Li Ming. So it's going to try and center a lot of the engagers around globes that they're getting here. And Vala at 5 stacks already. Now that we have the top laners coming in, this is already looking for the next. But they got their own pumpkins. They don't really invade. No push coming through on that. Instead, quick hit here. Alright. And yeah. Let's see if they can... Garrosh was immediately trying to look for a target. But good damage also from Li Ming. I mean, she's getting some nice combos connected. In this case, already damaging 2 heroes at the same time. And you can really tell that it also puts more pressure onto Rega, who has a tough time getting them into a decent spot. You can see with Garrosh in particular how they're struggling. And now it's Vala at the front who falls first. So Vala gone. And, well, that is certainly one way to slow her stacking down a little bit. Just, she's sitting at 6. Falstad has gone hammer gains on level 4. Ming with dominance. And they are pushing again for Garrosh. And he needs to be careful too. I mean, Rega is doing his best to keep him topped up, but he's struggling and he is eating tons of damage. The 3 orcs down here are having a tough time against Li Ming in particular, who's just ramping up the damage and is currently sitting at nearly 10,000k. 10k. Yeah, no. That would be a nice damage number. 3 minutes in, 10,000k damage. Oh yeah, let's go. That would be quite the game. Insta-kills all day, every day. Now, triple altar phase, top left, top right, easy exchange on the altars. It's all about the bottom of the map now. Yeah, careful. Li Ming. He's in trouble there for just a second. Jet propulsion gets dodged. Nice. Li Ming with a bit more oomph. And they take Garrosh down. Okay, this is not a great start for the blue team. When Vala started stacking, I was like, alright, this is actually not looking too bad. She's sitting at 8 now, so it was already slowed down by her getting dropped. But now the third altar goes over to Team Sigma Males, and they are looking at 2 kills to 0. But it feels like every single time that the blue team pops their head out, Lizzie Ryan is playing Hero Whack-A-Mole and is connecting combos. This could get really nasty as the game continues, and they are working in more resets. With level 7 talents that just now got connected, we also get Calamity. So there's a lot of momentum potential for the red team. Intercession, of course, for white main. And by now, I kind of expected them to go for the pumpkins here. Really move that they're making. The blue... okay, both of the teams are now making the play for it. Or so I thought, and then they just fell into the mid lane to force another wave down, so the camp is claimed. And the blue team, what are they going to do here? That was a face check and a half here. Li Ming, very optimistic. Now Mei is moving in, and this is not working the way the blue team wanted it to. They kind of trapped themselves there. All of a sudden, without the... I mean, this looked really like Gul'dan would fall, but they're not done with this yet. We're having them move in, but a beautiful jet propulsion from the side as Blaze says hello. And that's the end of white main at least. A little bit of a scrappy battle, to be honest. Initially, the trap attempt that didn't really get sprung. Now they're going for Li Ming and get a kill, so that's 2 in the hands of Team Space. So honestly, from their perspective, that was pretty good. It was maybe a little bit scrappy initially, but that's 2 kills. That's a camp that they stole now. It's not too bad. The 10 abilities and the dynamic around it will also get interesting, but now we have 13 stacks for Vala. We have an easy channel on the altar. But one of the things to, of course, pay a bit of attention to and see how it works out is once that we have level 10 for Malthael, for example. Because there's a good chance that he's going to try and participate in way more team fights once that he is ready to drop his ult and get some stacks for himself. And good cooldown reduction on that ult is going to help you a lot. So, yeah, they could do quite a bit there. But again, by now we got 2 kills on each side. Level 10 is about to kick in. So, there we have the first one. Yeah, Last Rights is also in. No shocking plays so far. We get Raid of Vengeance. I highly doubt that we're going to see Combustion for Blaze, and thank God for that. What a waste of a talent, seriously. Blizzard, just get rid of it. Just get rid of Combustion and replace it with something interesting. Combustion, like, yeah, I don't know. Put a new talent in the Great Oil Spill or something. But, yeah, nice gust. Mage just like, yeah, I still got this. Full on bait. Here comes the wall, and that's at least 1 kill. Vala is down. Resets for Li Ming. They are hoping to get a follow-up, and you know what? With Rhaegar being locked down, that's the end of that. Blaze, that old prepper. Yeah. If he would have been here, they could have just come in and drop a quick bunker. But yeah, there's a lot in that bunker. There's a lot of toilet paper from when COVID initially hit. Blaze is just preparing everything. OJ's second glove is somewhere in that bunker as well. Yeah, like he's collecting everything. He's a hoarder. You can really tell. Like he's absolutely the type. So that bunker, whenever you see a hero not entering the bunker, it's because this thing is absolutely full to the brim. It's like there's no space for me here. This is a problem. Gul'dan dying is also a bit of a problem. Because we have 2 altars up, and without him, they might have a tough time here. So it's a double channel that's already happening. And Malthael actually wants a kill here. Malthael gets Garrosh very, very low. And I'm not quite sure what's going on. Malthael... is he gonna die? No, he makes it. Oh, worth it. I call worth it. He gets the stack at least. He comes in and gets the stack. Okay. So now the camp here is taken. They get a kill on Li Ming. Bunker is finally out. You see how nobody went in except for Blaze? Yeah, it's because it's full. But yeah, glorious play here. Malthael and the bell tower plus Garrosh. Little interplay between the 2 of them. I mean, again, he got a stack. They might have both died, but the stack makes it worth it right there. And then they also took the camp away at the bottom, so now they have a level lead, they have level 13. Malthael has inevitable end. This is an awesome one, by the way, the talent name. Always reminds me of Thanos. So yeah, definitely a good one. And you know what? If he gets a lot of last ride stacks, then the man just snips his finger and is gonna crush things. It's gonna destroy everybody here. So, we'll see. But at this point, they are again going for the attack down at the bottom of the map, trying to see if they can maybe take Vala out, who's currently sitting at 25 stacks. Ancestral had to be used too. Blaze is now coming in for the jet propulsion flank, and you know what? with Malsail not reacting to it. That might hit hard. Yeah, May alive for now, but will die. They cannot get that counter kill. It's a 5 versus 4 after all, so they got to retreat, but the jet propulsion didn't connect either. So that was pretty decent for them. Right. Now, Malsail, he could still join them. We have Vala also committing heavily. I mean, Siphoning Arrow, for example, on level 13 is now kicking in. They get 1 altar, so after they had a bit of a rough time in the last objective rotation, they're getting at least 4 shots fired, and that puts them in range again. 24 to 28 currently. Yeah, next attack down at the bottom of the map. And yeah, well, they can't get the bell tower, but Malsail is working on this one as well, as the blaze is coming up again. I wonder what else is in that bunker. The Epstein list is in there. Donnie's P-tape. You name it, it's in there. It's in there. He's been around for a long time. And think about it. Everybody, like, people are joining that bunker and have been joining that bunker for years and years and years. And all that Blaze has to do is, you know, whenever somebody is in there, he just steals something from them and keeps it in a little corner. It's like, you didn't have that when you come in here. You didn't have that. No, I don't know where it is. So, yeah. All the secrets are going to be revealed. Nice, horrifying. But it turns on Vala and she's down. But the jet propulsion connects, and that is the end of May. They're still fighting this out heavily. Malsail has a second stack though, so it's 10 seconds cooldown reduction. Self-Ancestral from Rhaegar, and he survived. Down here though, yeah, Li Ming is gonna get away. And the bunker is up again, but gets quickly destroyed. But it's at least decent cooldown reduction that Malsail gets out of this. So with the second kill, he could now work on the third for the next objective phase. I mean, maybe they have that battle at the bottom altar, where he can use that again. He should have enough time for it. Good damage from Falstad too. Where is he actually sitting? Falstad is sitting at 30,000 damage. Li Ming, obviously top dog on the red team with a 37k to her name. Gul'dan with 43,000. Top left, top right. I suppose we're going to get that exchange, and then Falstad will likely lie down. But they create space. Oh, the interrupt from Li Ming. Nice. Can they interrupt again though? Doesn't really look like it. They tried, but they can't, so that's another one shot. They might lose some heroes here, though. Beautiful wall. Blocking them completely. Garrosh is the first one to fall, and that's a slaughter. 4 heroes are down. That was big. That was really big. That wall from May was glorious. Look at it. Beautiful. Trapping Gul'dan, trapping everybody else, and then they're just destroying them one after another. Blaze was the only survivor. Everybody else is gone. That gives them a bell tower at the bottom of the map. And now we have them just moving through the middle. I suppose is another bell tower that they're easily going to claim. Don't think they can go for the barrage, but they are going to do a lot of work here with this one now. Yeah, easy. So that's 6 bell towers, 2-2. And this is going to hurt. If they can hold on to those, that's going to be the dream right there. Well, Falstad may be a bit too optimistic. Yeah, that's how you lose your advantage again. You commit honorable Subaru. They got a level 16 talents, both of them do. But that's a 4-man defense now. It's a 4 versus 4 at the bottom of the map. Blaze is still at the top. They're trying their best here. The Ice Wall is up again, but I don't know if they can really follow up on this. They get some damage in. But I think they are pushing this a little bit too aggressively. Then again, they still get the kill, so what do I know? They get the kill, and they get the pumpkins through. Damn, son! That is something. 17-20 after Team Space tied things up on the core points. Now, of course, it's a huge problem. 6 bell towers to 2, and the rotation towards the top as they're hoping to get both of them. If they get both here, that would be amazing for them. They would drop the opponent down to 5 points. Yeah, nice damage. And keep in mind, Garrosh is gone. Falstad will fly in as soon as he can. But as long as they're just like lining up here, it's just an invitation for Gul'dan to wreck them. And they need some... Okay, Falstad is taking the right. Is there going to be a heal? Yep. I do not think they can take this one. If Falstad... Yeah, maybe if he flew in and gusted, but he already used it. It's a cooldown. They can get the kill here, though. Yep, last rights. And that's number 3. 15-second cooldown reduction now. Quick kill. Horrify gets used. Falstad in trouble, but he gets out. But again, they're lining up for Gul'dan, and the damage from Gul'dan is ridiculous at this point. 70,000. Malthael gets killed. They just stack up so crazily here that Gul'dan just says thank you and unleashes one combo after another, and that's that. Yeah, boss gets taken now too. It's a smart move. 11 to 18. Oh, 3-2-3 moment. We got the tactical pause, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. Lizzie Ryan with a tactical pause. Definitely watching a lot of the top games and very quickly identifying that there's a couple of sneaky moves that you can make if you are in trouble, but they won't be able to deny what's happening over here. That boss is going to be taken by Team Space, and that's going to put 4 points off the core from Sigma Males, putting them down to 14. Now, this is on the one hand removing one tool from Sigma Males. The downside is you could have used that time to retake a bell tower in the middle, maybe even the one down at the bottom of the map. So we'll see how well it plays out for them. Suffice it to say that as long as the red team is not just lining up for Gul'dan anymore as the fights continue, they should have a nice shot. 69,000 damage here for Gul'dan. Nice. And on the right side, Li Ming is a little bit salty because she's telling everybody, guys, don't clump up like this. You can't just clump up like that because it is a disaster. I'm losing my top spot on damage. We can't have that. So, yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. But for now, the tactical pause continuing a little bit longer as the two teams are still fighting to see if we're going to get game number 3 out of this one or if Team Space goes down in flames on Towers of Doom. And we're back. Malthael apparently dropping, but we're good to go here. And let's see. So, we might get one bell tower back. I don't think they're going to get 2. Malthael is still down for a bit, but with the help of the bell tower, they should be able to defend a bit longer. Oh, and the pumpkins. Yeah, of course. That's another one. Connect a few more. It is close, though. I mean, it's Towers of Doom, so you kind of expect it here. Is Gust going to be used? Nice ball. But nope, it gets stolen away. The Ancestral's out. Don't line up like this. Seriously, Sigma Male needs to stop this where they just all cluster in the same spot. Like, it's not only an invitation for the jet propulsion, but it's also Gul'dan just sitting there and having an absolute field day. The damage output from Gul'dan at this point is absolutely bonkers. They're funneling into the same slot, and Gul'dan just says, thank you very much, didn't even know that's my birthday already, and then just drops them. By the way, who dropped is Sandro56, and I gotta say, somebody that was born in 56 and is now 69 years old. Very impressive performance. Also explains why he is picking Malthael. I mean, he's close to death himself already, so that's a hero that he just connects with and vibes with. But very impressive performance here. At that age, yeah, that's quite something. So yeah, good for them. But then again, in the meantime, we now have level 20 talents kicking in for the two teams here. So, yeah, we'll... Ooh, careful on this one. Garrosh came in again. Okay, and yeah, down at the bottom of the map, they're having a little bit more pressure here too. But there's the shots on Rhaegar. He gets saved, and the exchange in the altars again. 7-10, and the gust, the plays, the kills. What a glorious play here from Falstad. That was right on the money, right there. They got level 20, the quick engage immediately as Falstad flies in, and an absolutely epic disaster for Team Space. 5-man team wipe as they get murdered. And now it's time to potentially start the barrage and finish this all. 7 kills to 19. The Storm Talons picked a little bit late for the blue team, but absolutely insane swap here. Falstad with a big play towards the end of the game, and now that they're moving quickly towards the top, they're going to take all bell towers. It's a full control play from Sigma Males, and this is easily going to win them the game right here, right now. The shots are already being fired, the barrage has started, and they won't be able to take one of those bell towers back in time. Even if they would be able to. There's pumpkins coming, there's an altar obviously going to be announced. They're now down to 5 already. They're moving in the middle and trying to do their best here. Falstad can gust if he has to, and should do that right now to buy them a little bit more time. 4 points on the core. They're going to have 3 here. Where's that gust when you needed to buy yourself more time? They're not going to get it, but they get the kill. And that is going to be game. 2 points on the core. Next shot's fired. They're taking the entire team out. Another 5-man wipe in the making, and the final shot on its way. 2-0 victory for Sigma Males as they move on through the lower bracket, and Team Space loses the series. GG.